In this tutorial, I'm going to walk you step by step through the process of creating the exact WordPress website that's in front of you right now. However, I want you to know that this is going to be quite a long tutorial because I'm walking you through the steps from A to Z. Essentially, we're creating a website from scratch here. So for those of you who don't need the full A to Z but are only looking to fill a few gaps in knowledge, we also have an incredibly helpful blog over at atinyrhino.com where you can find many tutorials on the subject of WordPress or WordPress SEO, traffic building techniques for your WordPress site, and so on. So I'll include a link to the website just below the video here. So let's jump in. As you probably know, WordPress is an incredibly powerful yet shockingly easy to use web publishing platform that puts an incredible amount of power into the hands of people with minimum and even no coding experience whatsoever. However, many of these same people don't understand how to fully take advantage of this platform and often end up creating WordPress websites that fail to meet their design and functionality expectations. So in this example that's in front of us right now, not only do we have a beautiful website, but it can also be enriched with these powerful, say, marketing or traffic building tools such as newsletter sign-up forms, pop-up windows, social sharing tools, e-commerce integrations, search engine optimized pages, surveys, live chat tools, automatic website backup, security features, spam protection, lead generation tools, and I'm only naming a few things here. And best of all, most of this stuff you can get for free, and I'm going to show you how to do that as well. And my plan is to kind of hold your hand through that entire process. But again, just before we jump in, I want to remind you all that what we do is we offer WordPress webmasters a suite of incredibly powerful digital marketing tools that help them get even more traffic to their WordPress website. So our tools will do things like help you find high search volume yet uncompetitive organic search terms in your niche. We also have rank tracking tools to help you keep track of where you're showing up for in search. We also have lead generation tools, SEO audit tools, backlink finder tools, competitor analysis tools, brand monitoring tools, social listening tools, and much more. So go check us out over at atinyrhino.com and you can sign up for a free trial once you get your WordPress site up and running by the end of this tutorial, and we can help you build a little bit of traffic to it. And of course, there's no credit card required or anything like that to sign up for a free trial. So head on over there and check it out risk-free. It's seriously hands down the best tools that you're going to find to get more traffic to your site, capture more leads, or make more sales through your WordPress website. So check us out after this tutorial. So without further ado, let's jump in. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get WordPress installed on our site. So to do this, we need to log into our cPanel, and you'll likely be able to find your cPanel login details through the email that your hosting company would have sent you when you first signed up for your hosting account. Most cPanel logins are located at yourdomain.com/cPanel. So if you can't find that email, maybe try that URL first. That should get you logged in. Your cPanel username and password is also usually the same as your FTP login if you happen to know your FTP login. Once you've logged in, you'll see many different options, and some web hosting companies offer a really great solution to install WordPress. It's an easy kind of one-click install of the WordPress platform. And you might see the quick install WordPress icon under a heading such as software or popular apps. So take a look for that, because if you see that icon, click on it and follow the few steps you need to take. That will automatically get WordPress installed on your website without you really having to do much other than setting up the WordPress title and a few other important administrative details. If you don't see that quick install WordPress icon though, you'll need to set up WordPress manually. However, don't fear, it's a very easy process and I'm going to walk you through those steps now. It should only take us, say, 3 to 5 minutes. So begin by downloading and installing the latest version of WordPress. To do that, simply Google WordPress download to go to the WordPress download site and find that link. From there, you'll be able to download the latest zip file from their website. Now what I'm going to want you to do is just unzip that file and store it in a location that you're going to remember. Next, if you don't already have one, you're going to need an FTP client to upload these files to your server. We use a free FTP client called FileZilla. The software essentially lets you connect your website connect to your website, to upload, edit, and delete files. To log into your site through FTP, simply click on the connect icon and then click add new site. Then under the general tab, insert your hosting information. Again, this is the information that you likely use to log into your cPanel account. So under your host, you can insert your domain name or your domain's IP address if you like. Under protocol, select FTP. Under encryption, use plain FTP. Under login, select normal, and then insert your username and password into the user pass fields. Then click connect. In this FTP client, what you'll see here is that your computer directories are located on the left and your website directories are located on the right. So we're going to look for the WordPress download files we just downloaded and then upload them to the site. However, usually when you log into FTP, you're actually going to be brought to an admin panel, which doesn't represent the front end of your website. And this can cause confusion for a lot of people. So to upload your WordPress website to your main URL, what you actually need to do is you need to look for a folder called public HTML or www. Click on either of those folders, and then now you can upload your WordPress files into this directory. Do not upload the entire WordPress folder. Simply open up the WordPress folder and upload the content that's included within it. So you should see folders, for example, like WP admin, WP content, and so on. The file should look something like what you see in or on the screen now. So upload these files into your public HTML folder, if you're installing WordPress, of course, on your main website. And then you can just simply drag and drop the files from your computer into the FTP client to begin uploading them. Uploading WordPress can take a little while, so be patient. It's not unusual for it, say, to take 5 to 10 minutes to do. So while these files are uploading, you can stay productive by going into your cPanel and doing 2 important things that are necessary to manually install WordPress. First, which will only take a couple seconds, is to create an email address for your new WordPress website if you haven't done that already. Here, as you can see, I can create a new email by going to Accounts under Email and then creating a new email. Next, I need to create a database for WordPress. And don't worry, this is not as hard as it sounds. All you need to do is simply click on MySQL Database Wizard under Databases. Now I'm going to select the name and click Next Step. Next, I'll create a database user and password and click Next. On the next page, I'll give the user all privileges and then click Next. And lastly, I'm going to return to my main database page because I'm going to need this information relatively soon. So once WordPress is finished uploading to your site, you can visit your site. And you're going to notice a Let's Go button. So simply click on that button. Next, you're going to be prompted to enter your database information. From here, simply copy and paste the information from your cPanel account. Notice that Database Wizard automatically added a few characters before your database name and your database username. So copy and paste the entire database name and username. Next, add your password. The rest of the information you don't need to touch. Click Next. On the next page, you'll see a button for Run the Install. Click that button. On the next page, enter your site title and your admin information. This is the information you're going to need to use to log into your WordPress website. Lastly, enter your email address and ensure that Allow Search Engines to Index this site is selected. Next, click on Install WordPress. If you've made it this far, congrats, because WordPress is now officially installed on your site. So to begin editing your website, simply click on Login to start editing. You can also visit the front end of your site at this point to see your default theme and how everything is looking. So I'm going to open actually the admin panel and the front end in 2 separate tabs so I can just easily go back and forth between the 2. If you ever log out of your site and you want to log back in as the admin, simply go to yoursite.com/wp-admin. You'll also notice when you're logged in as the admin, you'll see edit links in different places on your front end. I just want you to know that these links are only visible to you. Non-admins visiting your website will not be able to see these links. Also, if you're in the front end and logged in as the admin, you can easily get to your back end by clicking on Dashboard in the upper left corner. So now that WordPress is officially installed on your site, we need to modify a few important settings before we modify the look of the site. The first thing we want to do is we want to go to Settings and then General. On this page, you want to make sure that your title tag and your tagline include the text that you'd like to use. It's probably best to just remove the tagline, just another WordPress site. Once you've done that, click Save Changes. Next, click on Permalinks. For search engine optimization reasons, we'll change the URL structure of your site to simply post name. This will help ensure that you'll show up higher in search engines for your desired keywords. Once you're done, click Save Changes. Also, if you're not sure what keywords to optimize your site for within your niche, simply head over to a Tiny Rhino and use our keyword research tool. Very, very powerful and insightful tool. After you sign up for the trial, you can search for any keyword you like. The keyword tool provides a lot of suggestions for you, and we're going to show you not only popular search terms in your niche, but also the competitiveness of those search terms in organic search. And our goal is to help you find kind of low-hanging fruit, quick win search terms, which is particularly helpful for WordPress webmasters who are just starting out. Okay, we're ready to start designing, so we'll add a new theme to our site. To add a theme, simply go over to Appearance and then click on Themes. Click on Add New. You'll see that you have the option to search for free themes based on curated featured themes, which are handpicked by the WordPress development team, or you can look for popular themes or latest themes. You can simply go through each theme, and if you're interested in using the theme, you can actually just click on Preview to see how it's going to look on your site. And if you like the look, or the potential look, I should say, of the theme, you should click on Install. We're going to install a theme called Mosquito Light for the purpose of this tutorial. It's a great little theme, very easy to use. After we've installed the theme, we can activate it. Now, be aware that your site will look nothing like the demo site that first inspired us to install this theme on the site in the first place. We have quite a bit of work to do to get it back up to that aesthetic level. However, before we get there, we still have a few small functionality things to deal with first. You'll notice that once we activated the theme and gone through the entire installation process, that the theme itself recommended that we install a few additional plugins to make the theme work properly. This actually provides a great segue into talking about another important WordPress feature, which is plugins in general. Think of plugins like little software programs that extend the functionality of the WordPress platform. WordPress is a very powerful out-of-the-box tool, but you can still add many additional sort of add-ons to it to make it even more powerful. For example, you could add plugins for live chat, plugins for e-commerce, plugins for subscriptions, plugins for advertising, and so much more. There is a plugin for seriously almost anything that you can imagine. So we'll begin by adding these plugins by clicking on Begin Installing Plugins. Select all of the plugins and then select Install and then Apply. And when it comes time for you to install plugins of your own choice, you can simply go to Plugins and then Add New. Just like themes, they're listed by featured, popular, recommended, favorites, and commercial. For example, here we have BBPress, which can add message board functionality to your WordPress website, or BuddyPress, which can totally transform your site into a powerful social networking site. So to install a plugin, you simply find the plugin you're looking for by searching through the plugins directory and then click on Install Now when you're ready. Again, when you're ready, install the plugin and then activate the plugin to make it live on your site. So now we're finally ready to start modifying the theme to our site. Currently, our site looks like this. It's not terrible, but it's got a little work to do before we get it looking the way that we want it to look. So the process of modifying the look of your site varies slightly based on a theme by theme basis. So keep in mind that what I have in front of me right now might not be the same if you're using a different theme. So it's best to follow along using the same theme so you can work side by side with me right now. So the first thing that you'll want to do is create a home page. To do this, click on Pages and then Add New. We'll call the new page Homepage, and we'll add some sample content to it for now. When we're ready, we'll click Publish. Next, we're going to create a blog. Again, add a new page, call it Blog, and publish it. We'll also follow the exact same steps to create a contact page and About Us page. What we're doing right now is we're just creating the site architecture. We're not so much concerned about the content itself. We just want these pages to exist. Next, we need to tell our theme what page we want to use as our home page. To do this, we go to Appearance and then Customize. We click on Static Front Page, and then we're going to select our newly added home page from the drop-down list. Under Post Page, we want to add our newly added blog page. Once we've done that, we'll click Save and then Publish. Next, let's get our top menu set up by going over to Appearance and then Menus. Begin by creating a new menu. Let's just call it Top Navigation. Then click Create Menu. We can then add our pages to our menu by selecting them under Pages and then adding them by clicking on the Add to Menu option. You can then just simply drag and drop and reorder the menu items as you please. If you want to change the way the menu link will show up, you can actually extend the menu item and make any changes that you want. For example, to show you how this works, I'm going to change home page just to home. I'll then select Primary Navigation and then click Save Menu. Now, when I go back to my home page, I'll notice my menu items added to the top navigation bar. Pretty easy, right? So this theme is essentially sort of like a blank canvas that you need to paint. Generally, as a rule of thumb, I find it helpful to sort of paint from top to bottom. It helps me stay organized and stick on a clear path. So let's continue with this strategy working from top to bottom, and we'll continue working on the top area here before moving on. So what I want to do now is I want to add our logo. So we'll go over to our theme option in the admin sidebar and click on General. From this page, I can upload my logo. When I'm done, I can click on Save. Next, I can either keep the email, phone, and social icons in the top navigation, or I can get rid of them by going to Mosquito Light options and then turning off contact information and social sharing icons. So I'm going to do that now. Next, we'll work on the area below the top navigation bar, which is kind of an exciting part of the website. It's a very big visual element, and that is the slider. So go to Pages and then Home Page and click Edit. You'll see a Page Builder tab as an editing option. Now we're going to be getting into some more advanced editing, so it's going to be better at this stage to use this Page Builder option tab because it's substantially easier to use and it's quite a bit more powerful. The visual editor is also great. It's very simple to use. It acts as sort of an easy to use word processor. The format is very familiar to most people. You know, for example, you can add formatting to your text, images, you can bold things, and so on. The text tab is really great for those with a little bit more advanced knowledge of coding because it allows you to add code to your website. But for more basic users, I mean, it allows you to do things like, say, for example, add video embed code from websites like YouTube or Vimeo if you wanted to add a video to your website. Another great thing about the Page Builder tab, though, is that it allows you to add various types of content to a website or a page. For example, you could add a rotating widget that displays your latest blog content, and you could display that right on your homepage. The Page Builder tool is an incredibly handy tool. However, the first time you're going to use this page building feature, you're going to be prompted to install the plugin from Black Studio. To get to this prompt page, simply click on Add Row and then Add a Widget. When you click on Edit for the first time, that's when you're going to get the prompt. So install and activate that plugin and then come back to the home page. You only need to do this once. Now when you click on Page Builder and then Edit, you're going to be able to actually edit your content. So first, let's go change the default color of our website. To do this, we'll go to Appearance and then Customize. Select Styling and then select the main color you want design elements such as your links or your buttons to be. We're going to select this blue color here. Next, let's change the layout of our home page so that the slider will actually run the full width of the screen once we've added the image. To do this, go back to the page and then edit our home page. Select the front page template and then click Save. Now, we really are on the last step here. What we need to do is we need to import an XML file into your installation of WordPress. To get this XML file, simply click on the link in the description below this video. To import the XML file, go to Types and then Import Export and select the XML file and then click on Import File. You don't need to touch anything on the next screen. Just scroll to the bottom to finalize the process. Once you're done, you'll be able to add a slider to your homepage. So now let's go back to our pages and then homepage. Add a new row that is only one column wide, and then drag the row to ensure it represents the top of our page. Next, add a widget to the row by selecting the row and then selecting Add Widget. From the widget list, select Mosquito Slider. Now you can click on Edit and within the slider widget, and then you can click on Manage Slider Content. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin by adding an actual slide. You want to give the slide a title and select a background image down here. If you're looking for affordable stock images, I recommend you check out a website, something maybe like dreamstime.com. There are others as well, but you can find professional images like this that would work wonderful for a slider and can be purchased for somewhere between say $2 and $10. So next, let's give the slide a caption, then add your slider buttons below that. When you're done, publish the slide. Also, remember that you need to go back to your home page at this point as well and update your home page as well after you've added the slider. Once you're done that, you can go to your front end to view your home page and see your newly installed slider. Next, let's continue designing the home page by working our way just below the slider. So let's go back to our home page and add a new full width row. What we'll add here is the Mosquito Service widget. Once you've added it, click on Edit. Add your title, your subtitle, and set how many items you want to display. Let's select 3. Click Save. Next, you need to add these 3 service messages, so click on Services in the sidebar in the admin panel and then Add New. Enter a service title, description, as well as an optional icon or URL if you wish. Once you're done, click Publish. Add all 3 of these services. Once you're done, go to your front end. Notice now in our front end, both our slider and our service blurbs are showing up. So let's keep working our way down the page here. There's no right or wrong way to do any of this. The possibilities are limitless and going to be dependent on your own company, but to showcase a few of the design variations, let's add some body content under the service message. And the great thing about this theme in particular is that we can actually pull in content from other pages within our site. So we can add a page row and then select the Mosquito Include Page widget. From there, we'll be able to click on Edit and then select the page we want to pull in. So let's pull in our About Us page. Click Done and then Update. Now check out your home page. To change this section of your home page, simply go to your About page and then make any modifications you'd like. For example, maybe we don't want to just have plain content. So let's get rid of that and add something a little richer, more dynamic. Let's add 2 columns. Add the visual editor widget to each column. Now let's add a Vimeo or a YouTube video in the left column, and let's add some text in the right column. And remember, when you're adding HTML or code, even if it's just video embed code, you need to add that type of content only after selecting the text or HTML tab. So do that before embedding the video embed code. After you publish, you might notice there's not enough space between the 2 columns. Luckily, WordPress has a very easy way to deal with this issue. You can either click on Edit Row or edit the individual widget to add a bit of spacing or what's called padding around the object. In this case, we'll add 20 pixels of padding around the text to the right. we'll take a look at the front end now and see that that's fixed the issue. So now let's add a call to action button at the bottom of the page. To do this, add a row to your home page and then add the Site Origin button widget. You'll notice you're prompted to download and install the Site Origin widgets bundle. Again, you have to do this only one time. Follow the steps and install, and then activate the plugin, and then come back to the home page and add the budget widget to your lowest row. Now, when adding the button, we can create the button text, the destination URL. We can also attach an icon and select both the icon, text, and button colors. We'll continue using our blue color scheme for this button. Under Design and Layout, we'll change the button theme to Wire. We're going to change our button color, and we're going to change the button size to extra large. We can now click on Done and then Update. Now, when we go to our home page in the front end, we're going to notice, first of all, that we have some spacing issues. So we can fill in that white space using the padding method that I described earlier, or we can add some empty rows, which I found can also really help fix some small spacing issues like that. So I should also mention at this point, if you ever add a row and you need to delete a row, you can simply do that very easily here like this. So let's add those rows. We'll click Publish and look in the front end. And there we go, that's much better. So now you'll also notice as we scroll down further, at the bottom of every page we have a footer. Now we can remove this default footer text or replace it with our own by going to, in this case, Mosquito Light Options and then the General tab. Here you'll see a space where we can add our own footer text. Notice that when we update our page that this updates our footer text, but it doesn't remove the third-party brand from the footer. So to remove that third-party brand, we need to do a little bit of custom coding here, but I'll walk you through the process. Again, it's very easy. So what we need to do is we need to go to Appearance and then Edit. So make sure your theme is selected in the top right corner. And then what I'm going to get you to do is look for footer.php in the sidebar. When you get to the footer, scroll until you find this text. Now, simply copy that text and remove it. The authors ask for a donation to remove the footer, so you can, it's up to you if you remove without giving or go to the designer's website and donate what you can. But once you're done, you click on Update File, and now you can go back to your front page and you'll notice that your footer is updated. And for a sample website now, we can also see that our home page is done, so we can move on. You can also click on your About Us page. We can see that page there as well. All of your pages, not just your home page. You can be editing using this exact same method for any page within your website. The only slight exception to this design rule is your main blog page. And that's because your main blog page is a dynamic page and will publish your posts in reverse chronological order, showing, of course, your most recent blog post first. So posts and your blog page are handled slightly differently since they use different templates, and audiences are accustomed to pages, for example, like Contact Us or About Us being WordPress pages and using page templates, while they're accustomed to personalized blog content to have more of a post format. So let's begin by adding a quick sample post to get the idea of what the differences are. So let's click on Post and then Add New. We'll give our post a title, and we'll give our post some content. Notice you can also use Page Builder for your blog posts. Next, you can add a post category. This is fairly important because categories allow you to further break down your blog content. For example, if you have a fashion blog, you might want to categorize your post based on men's and women's fashion. This way, it allows your audience to quickly find content they're looking for without having to look through your entire catalog of content. So to add a category, you can simply click on Add New Category and follow the steps. Next, you can select your featured image for this post. You'll see where this shows up in a few seconds after we've published the post. Once you're done, click on Save. Now, go back and visit your home page and then click on Blog. Notice now that your most recent post is published there with its featured image. Also notice that your categories now are running along the top of the page. However, we still have a bit more editing to do because we might want to edit the other elements on this blog, such as the title, the image, and let's even say the sidebar. So let's make these modifications as well. So go to Mosquito Light Options and then Blog. Change the name of your blog slide on this page. We're going to call ours A Tiny Rhino Do-It-Yourself SEO Tools. We'll also remove the image and then upload a new one that kind of better integrates with the look that we're going for right now. We can also change the blog slide height if we wish. So we're going to make these changes and then we're going to go visit our blog to see how much better this looks with our overall site design so far. Pretty nice, right? So let's modify the blog sidebar now. So to do this, go to Appearance and then Widgets. To remove an item, let's say for example recent comments, simply remove it from the backend by expanding the element and then clicking on Delete. To add a new element, simply drag and drop the element from the left. For example, we might want to add a little bit of text to our sidebar, so we'd simply drag and drop the text box, and then we can go to our front end and take a look right away, and we'll see that we have our text displaying there. You can even move the elements around by dragging and dropping them. So for example, we might want to move our text element under the search element, and that's not a problem at all. Notice now when we visit the front end, it's updated immediately. So that's actually pretty much it for a basic WordPress installation. I don't want to overcomplicate things for you. I think this gives you a very good crash course in getting started with WordPress. So I want you to know though that we are adding, and we have many other tutorials to help you both learn how to develop your WordPress website and learn how to promote it, and to do things like learn how to accept credit cards or PayPal payments through your WordPress website, how to turn your website into a subscription or a membership website, how to create an automated advertising website, and so on and so forth. So the best thing to do is to really head over to our site over at atinyrhino.com. You can visit our homepage, visit our blog, check out our tutorials. And again, on the same note, once you get your website up and running, I really do encourage you to head over to our site and check out our suite of do-it-yourself SEO tools for WordPress webmasters. You'll be able to use our WordPress keyword rank tracking tools, keyword research tools, link building tools, social listening tools, lead generation tools, traffic growing tools, and so much more. So head over to atinyrhino.com to get your fully functioning 7-day free trial. No credit card is required to sign up to take our software for a test drive. So anyways, I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and I wish you great luck with building your own WordPress website. So bye for now, but hopefully not forever. Take care.